What's up, guys? Aldo here with PragerU. Today, I'm at California State University Northridge with some petitions for race-based dormitories. I'm going to talk to students, see if we can get some signatures, and see if they think this is a form of racial segregation. Let's go. Today, we're talking about equitable housing on college campuses. The idea of equitable housing is giving racial groups, safe spaces for their communities and their cultures. What do you think about that idea?
I think it's a good idea. If people of color would feel more comfortable in having like their own spaces where it's just like them and like groups of people like them, then I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it brings together the culture. It gives them like a safe space to be themselves.
Do you think it's important that racial groups have their own spaces that other races can't go into?
I mean, yeah, I feel like people should feel comfortable with their own race because I feel like that's where they're more outgoing and it's safe space for them.
So we have a petition we're getting people to sign today for Black student housing here at CSUN. Would you be willing to sign this?
Oh, yeah, sure.
So one of the biggest arguments against this is people claim that it's a form of racial segregation. Do you think that's accurate? What do you think about that claim?
I mean, I can see why, but I mean, it's more important for people to feel safe around their own kind.
Do you think it's important that every race have spaces that are specifically dedicated to their race?
Yes.
Why?
Because it's like an understanding of each other's. It's like there's a common knowledge and I don't know how to explain it, but like a connection there, if that makes any sense.
So we also have a petition for Asian student housing. What are your thoughts on other racial groups other than Black people having their own?
They should all have their own. It shouldn't just be for Blacks. It should be for every race. If you feel more comfortable around your people, congregating with your people, then that's what it should be.
Would you want to sign this for us as well? Getting a lot of signatures, guys. This is awesome. What if those spaces exclude certain races? For example, if the Black student housing excludes other races, do you still see that as being okay?
That's a tough gray area because on one hand, it's giving Black students an environment to thrive in, with people like them. But on the other hand, yet excluding people of different races, that's not a good thing. So I don't know. I guess it's some gray area.
Would you be willing to advocate for, race-based classrooms here on campus?
No.
If segregation or if, only spaces for minorities or other racial groups in dormitories is helping their culture and making them feel safe, why not classrooms?
Well, because it doesn't allow other people to come together and learn about each other.
Basing it off of race in dormitories, does that not impede people's ability to learn those other cultures?
No, I mean, it's not like you're being denied. The space is already created for white people. A lot of these buildings are dedicated to white people. You see little plaques and it's dedicated to white people. So to sort of turn around and say if we create a space based on minorities and say that, that's actually racist, then you're kind of saying, your culture doesn't matter. What matters here is our comfortability.
So I don't know if you want to sign this one, but we also do have one more petition for white student housing here at CSUN. Would you be willing to sign this one as well?
Sure.
Oh, awesome. Would you be willing to sign this for us as well?
What would be the purpose of that? Because white people have privilege. So why would we need our own housing? People of color are people who are, discriminated against and face injustice and inequity. White people do not have that problem. A white person in the US has the utmost privilege over all races. We don't need a white safe space. That's not necessary.
But if they feel like they need that space, then why would that be wrong?
Why would a white person feel less comfortable in other races? That's their own problem.
Do you feel like it's a contradiction for you to advocate that other races?
There's such thing as reverse racism.
I'm not saying racism, but I'm saying you argue that other races can have their spaces if they feel like they need it, but not white people.
Yeah, that's because white people are privileged. We are at the top of the social hierarchy in the US.
Do you think that there's a racial divide in America right now?
Yeah. There's always been a racial divide.
Do you think that things like this help the racial divide or hurt it?
I think it helps it. It gives them a space where they're not going to be looked down upon because of the race or their culture.
One of the privileges I think that's most glaring is, it was just struck down, but affirmative action. So for example, students of color getting preferential treatment over white students. I feel like that's a form of racism.
Racism against white people?
Yeah.
Girl, no, white racism does not exist.
No, not even if Black people are getting preferential treatment in school admissions?
that is just not. I don't. Can I ask what's your political stance? Are you a conservative?
I am a conservative, yes. Is that a problem?
Yes.
Why?
Goodbye.
All right. Bye. Well, we lost one, you guys, but we're trying. Well, you guys, that's a wrap for this episode. Let me know what you guys think about race-based dormitories down in the comments below. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more content like this. Make sure to follow me and PragerU across social medias, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.